Namaskar and welcome back to Candid with Candidates, Unfiltered PhD Life. What do people often misunderstand about the life of virology PhD student?
Did you find the vaccine? Did you make that medication? Can you now treat this virus? So nothing happens overnight. It's hard to explain to someone who's not doing it.
Sunrise or sunset photography?
Tough choice.
Wide angle or zoom lens?
Wide angle.
You are being filmed with a zoom lens. Experiment success or perfect travel photo?
Experiment success any day.
Andhra food or Maharashtra street snacks?
Oh no, I can't choose.
Namaskar and welcome back to Candid with Candidates, Unfiltered PhD Life, the show where we go beyond the research and dive into the real stories behind PhD journeys. Today, we are sitting down with someone whose story is as vibrant as her science. Meet Sridivya Bhagavatula, a microbiologist and virologist, whose journey has taken her from lab across India to the John Cotton School of Medical Research at ANU, where she studies HSV1 and how it interacts with our immune system. But beyond the lab, she is a traveler, a hiker, cricket lover, and the creative eye behind Labcoatedlens, her photography page in Instagram. Having grown up across Hyderabad, Maharashtra, and Karnataka, she carries blend of culture that shapes the way she sees both life and science. Let's get to know the scientist and the person. Welcome Divya, welcome to my channel. Now let's get candid.
Hi Divya. Thank you for having me here today, and it's lovely to be here. And thank you for the lovely introduction.
Yeah. Can you introduce a bit more about yourself, which I have missed above? Like maybe you can add some things.
Sure. So as you've mentioned, I'm Sridivya. I hail from India. So previously, my work has started in spans across different areas of microbiology, where I've worked on fungus, I've worked on bacteria, I've worked on a couple of plants as well, and then I've shifted towards bacteriophages, and now I'm working on a core virology project, which is herpes simplex virus, and where I'm looking at the immune interactions. And I'm a PhD second year student at the John Curtin School, and I'm in the Tscharke group.
Wow, that's so exciting. And you moved from microbiology to virology now. Was there a moment or experience that made you think, yes, this is my field?
I've worked on different projects across microbiology and virology, but currently I'm working in the field of virology on herpes simplex virus, as you've mentioned, and I'm really enjoying the complexity that viruses hold. But honestly speaking, my interest in virology particularly peaked during the COVID-19 pandemic. So that was the time I finished my bachelor's, and I was looking for a nice option to continue my master's. And that was when the pandemic hit, and I thought that I should be, I felt this need to contribute to it. And I felt like I was in the right academic space at the moment. And so I thought of pursuing virology for my master's, for which I joined the ICMR National Institute of Virology in Pune. And being in that crucial time at that particular institute really reinforced my interest in virology. And I thought this is what I want to do.
Wow, that sounds really exciting and inspiring at the same time.
Thank you.
So, for someone with no science background at all, how would you explain what HSV1 actually is?
So HSV1 is a short form for herpes simplex virus 1, which is a pretty common virus, and most of the people actually have this virus in them even without knowing it. So it has like a prevalence of around 70% worldwide. And the great part about this virus is once it enters your body, it enters your neurons, and it sleeps there, and at some point in your life it reactivates, and it mainly just causes cold sores, but is also known to cause different pathologies as well.
So as we speak now, we might be carrying that virus too?
Yeah, I guess so. It does have a high prevalence. I don't say everyone has it, but mostly people do.
Okay, that's scary.
It is.
What personal curiosity keeps you returning to the lab every day?
So I feel it's the thrill of discovery. I don't say that we'll be discovering something very big every day. I find the joy in finding out answers to small questions. And I feel eventually when you put those small pieces of the puzzle together, it gives you a really good big picture. And I feel that is my way of contributing to the field as well.
Wow, that's motivating. So, working with both bacteria and viruses before your PhD must have given you a broad view. How did those experiences shape the scientist you have become?
I think that has taught me to be versatile, and it has also given me some sort of a flexibility. With actually switching between viruses and bacteria across my journey so far has helped me find flexibility to switch and actually understand how they work in different ways. Even though they're so different from each other, they're somehow interconnected. And this actually helps me troubleshoot really quick because my experience really helps me do that, having worked with both of them.
So, now let's go back to your high school. So, was there someone, a mentor, teacher, or a family member who first made you fall in love with science?
So I'd say my parents always helped me and encouraged me, and that laid a really strong foundation. And honestly speaking, I don't have like a single mentor where I can say that, okay, this one particular person has helped me pique my interest in science. But across different phases of my life, I've had wonderful teachers who've helped me actually develop an interest in science. They just made things so simple. All these complicated phenomena, processes in science that we study, they've made it so simple that it just felt like I'm just going through reading a storybook or a thing like that. And that really helped me develop an interest, and they really pushed me when I thought that, this is something I want to do.
Wow, sounds like you really had great mentors back then.
I really did. It was actually, honestly, a blessing to have such wonderful teachers across different. And that the great thing is about it that it is, I've had them across my school time, in my bachelor's and master's as well.
Yeah, that's a blessing. So, choosing HSB1 and immune interaction is not an easy path. What part of this research connect with you on a deeper level?
So as I mentioned, the herpes simplex virus, it remains latent, it reactivates, it manipulates the immune system, and I feel it's like full of mysteries, and we really don't understand this virus completely. And that's what connects with me the most. It's the persistence and the curiosity to actually dig deeper and find out the reasons to these questions.
When experiments go wrong, as they often do, how do you take care of your mental health?
That's a true thing that experiments do go wrong, and it's mostly the case. So a very simple thing I do is I enjoy food a lot. So I really have a really nice meal and, spend some time with my friends, hang out with them. And the most important thing that I do is I tell myself that I've got this. I have been in this situation before. I have figured things out previously, and I can do it now as well. And I feel that reassurance that I give to myself really helps me take care of my mental health.
Yeah, that's true. And I think you also take lots of pictures, right?
Absolutely. I just love taking pictures, and photography is one of my really nice hobbies that I have.
Yeah, that sounds exciting hobby. What personal growth have you seen in yourself since starting your PhD at ANU?
I feel like there have been many, but one of the most important things that I can think of is I've become very independent, and I have actually learned to trust my scientific instincts and not to second guess myself as much.
Oh, wow. Coming from multiple states in India, how has your cultural upbringing influenced your approach to science and problem solving?
Yep. Living across different states of India has actually, with different cultures, has really helped me personally, and as well as helped me as a scientist. It has made me very adaptable as well as flexible. So being in different states helps me understand helps me adapt, observe, and actually understand the different perspectives that come across. And I feel that is really important when you're doing science, and especially when you're in a collaborative field, to understand the other person's perspective. And I feel that his staying in different states has really helped me with that.
Yeah, that has turned out to be a blessing for you.
It definitely is.
Yeah. What's the most meaningful thing your PhD has taught you so far?
That patience is a superpower.
Yeah. That's the ultimate lesson we learn, yeah?
Absolutely. So, not every experiment will pan out the way you want. Not everything that you do will pan out the way you want it to. But you having to persevere through it is a real blessing, and that's what I feel helps you get the success that you want. And in this journey, patience is really helpful.
Yeah, right. One step at a time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if you could give your younger self one message before starting this journey, what would it be?
That's a good question. If I were to give my younger self a message, that would be that not everything you think of and that you want is going to turn out the way you want it to. You might feel upset and you will get frustrated with things that they're not going the way you want it to, but trust me, trust the process. Everything will fall into place. You will go to better places, and there'll be wonderful things, even better than what you wanted to have.
Wow, so well said, Divya. So now let's talk about unfiltered PhD life.
Oh, sure.
What has been the most unexpectedly emotional moment on your journey so far?
I'd say getting one of my really nice experiments falling into place. I've had to struggle for, I think, a couple of weeks to fairly months to get that one experiment right. And the day it really did, I almost teared up. And that was the real validation I wanted at that point.
Wow, congratulations, Divya. Happy for you for that.
Thank you.
So, how do you stay connected to home while pursuing a PhD so far away?
So the best thing I feel is food. The aroma of the food that you make really connects you with your memories that you have with your family, with your childhood. And whenever I feel like I'm missing home, I either video call my parents, talk to my family, or else I actually make food that I used to have during my childhood. I get the recipes from them, and particularly from my grandmother, and I'd be like, okay, this is what I'm cooking today. She gives me like a step-by-step instructions of how to make it, and that's what I really do. And I really enjoy that hearty meal of, that gives me this rush of memories, and telling me that yes, they are not so far off from me at this point.
Really comforting, yeah. So what's one thing that keeps you grounded on a very overwhelming days?
Good question. What keeps me grounded is, so whenever I have a really bad day or I feel very upset about anything, I go to a temple. And there is this different vibe in the temple where it's extremely peaceful. The mantras that they're chanting, the vibe of the temple, people coming, even though there's so many, there will be people, but then it just feels so peaceful. And I feel that really calms me down and helps me be grounded.
Yeah, only positive vibes there in the temple.
Positive vibes.
I can feel you. Yeah. What do people often misunderstand about the life of virology PhD student?
That we are going to do our breakthroughs on day one. I still have friends who keep asking me that, did you find the vaccine? Did you make that medication? Can you now treat this virus? And I am like, that is not how it works. I can't go. And every time there is this question that, okay, you've been in the lab for almost these many months. What have you done? You've not even got the cure out yet. And they think that it's just, everything happens like
overnight.
Yeah, it happens overnight. In just an instant, you'll find the cure, you'll do this. But it's not that how it happens. It's those small discoveries that really put together like obviously takes time, but put together will bring something big out of it eventually, but not on day one or in a couple of months as people expect you to have.
Yeah, we keep trying optimizing some protocol for months, and only that we get the protocol running, and then
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely. That's true. There is so much effort put into it to get the result
protocol
that we
right first,
do.
and
Yeah.
then
Yeah, the
only
result
then the
that we
experiment
get.
can be done.
Absolutely, yes. So nothing happens overnight.
Yeah, right. And it's just PhD, right? Not for the Nobel Prize or something.
Even Nobel Prizes take so many years of work to get, but yeah, it's hard to explain to someone who's not doing it. And I feel it's not just a virology thing, but it's also
PhD in
in
general.
general,
Yeah.
yes, and science in general, I
Yeah,
think.
right.
Yeah.
So, what small ritual or habit brings you peace during tough weeks?
I really like to exercise, and so I go to the gym. And whenever I'm like worked up with something and having a tough day, so I go to the gym, channelize my energy in the gym, and I really hit the gym. I mean, yeah, that really helps me calm down, and makes me able to focus back on my work.
Yeah, we should at least find something to release the stress. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, let's talk about your creative side.
Oh, sure.
What does being outdoor give you that lab cannot?
So being outdoors actually, so when you're in your lab, you're very focused. You're thinking only about maybe like your viruses, your genes, your single experiments. So your world is very small, and I feel like you're just so focused on these tiny things. But once you go outside the lab and once you even travel, you get to know that the world is like so vast and it's beyond what you're actually thinking. And I feel that gives me like a nice balance, and helps me clear my head and makes me again refocus on my work.
Wow, very well said, Divya.
Yeah.
Is there a particular place that changed you or shifted your perspective?
I wouldn't say there's a single place. So I like traveling. And back in India, the thing is, every state and literally every region you travel to has a different culture, has a different vibe. You have a different experience. And I have traveled quite a bit across India. And having done that, I realized that every place that you go to teaches you something, gives you a new perspective, and that put together actually has helped me gain the perspective I have towards different things in life at the moment.
Yeah, that's very true. So, how does photography help you express part of yourself that science doesn't?
So with photography, it brings you that pop of color, those different stories that you can tell where graphs and data can't. And I feel that having done that, you really can express yourself in a different kind of way than to just rely. Because in science, what we do is we rely on data to conclude anything, but this is more like your own fantasy world, and this is how you think the world should look like. So it really gives you that color in life.
So, what's the hidden story behind starting Labcoatedlens?
I've started Labcoatedlens over an year ago, but I've always had this fondness for photography. But I've never, posted my pictures anywhere, I've not done anything of that sort. But a couple of my friends really pushed me to do this, and they were like, you should actually do this for, make your own page, put it on Instagram. And that was one of the easiest ways. And it's also like your nice picture book, having those pictures on Instagram. So over an year ago, when I actually came to Australia, I started this page called the Labcoatedlens, depicting that I'm a researcher, so hence the lab coat. And so I've started that page, and I post landscape pictures over there. And Australia has such beautiful landscapes. Every part of Australia has like a different picture that comes up, and it feels so picture perfect. So I was like, I should definitely do this. And so now I have this wonderful page where I post landscape pictures, and happy to collaborate with anyone.
Yeah, I'll put the link here somewhere. and in the description as well. And Dibya, I must say, you really take great pictures.
Thank you. I'm glad you like them.
Yeah, I'm following the page since the day you started. So yeah,
Thank
loving the
you.
pictures so far. Which photo of yours carries the most emotion or memories in that page?
So on that page, I'd say there isn't like one picture every time, but initially I feel maybe around the seventh or eighth picture. It's actually a picture of the Burley Griffin Lake, and it was sometime during sunset, and more like after the golden hour, honestly speaking, with the Black Mountain and the Telstra Tower, the classic Canberra picture. And that one picture is like, so I feel it to be so picture perfect, and not just because it's a good picture, but also through that picture I can really see my photography skills building up. It was not just like, okay, I'm doing this or something like that. It's also, I can, through my that pictures, I can see that I am developing as a photographer as well, which I really like.
So, and as we practice and take more picture, we improve over time, right?
Absolutely. And I feel that one picture I was also lucky with. I think it was, briefly remember that it was during the Japanese Nara Candle Festival in Canberra last year when I took that picture, and it was one beautiful picture, and you guys must see that.
I have seen that. It's beautiful. So, you have lived across different states in India. What part of those places live in you the most?
So I actually will say that all of these places have, I mean, I connect with all of them. Also, that is because in my family, we don't, even though we are from Hyderabad, we don't see ourselves. I mean, the culture from Karnataka, the culture from Maharashtra has so very well ingrained into ourselves that we follow the customs, we follow the traditions, we cook the food that belongs to those regions as well. So it has so nicely blended into our culture that I still have it in me. And I feel that versatility is something I'd never want to lose.
Yeah, I understand that, but if you have to pick one,
That'll be a tough choice. I really can't, because there are different parts, different things that I like about each of those. So it'll be a really tough choice to pick.
okay, I understand. So, what is one cultural value from home that you carry into your research life?
I've always been taught to not take anything for granted, like the opportunities that I've got, the success that I have, or the guidance that I get from people. Nothing is to be taken for granted. I should always respect it and should always be grateful for whatever I have.
That's right. So, when you think of home, what's the first image or feeling that comes to your mind?
Oh. So when I think of home, the first image that comes to my mind is me and my family, where my parents and my sister and my grandparents sitting together on the couch or somewhere in the living room, having wonderful conversations, maybe also sharing some meal, playing little games. And this used to be our Sunday ritual, honestly, and that is something that comes to my mind whenever you say family, or the picture you have to think about your family.
Yeah, missing home now.
Absolutely.
So, how has your family supported or shaped your scientific journey?
As I mentioned, they've always encouraged me and persuaded me to take up science. But otherwise, as well, they have always supported me so well that even when I was in doubt, like even if I ever doubted myself, they always pushed me and they saw my potential even before I did. And I feel that emotional support and that safety net I have is just unbelievable. That being said, the other thing is the freedom that I've got. I've been like a wonderful family, and they've always supported for me to do whatever I wanted to do, wherever I wanted to go, however I wanted to do anything. It was just so magical that they've always been there, and just that wonderful support I've got from them.
Yeah, that's a blessing.
It is, yeah.
What's one tradition or comfort from home that you miss the most here?
That is actually celebrating festivals. So in India, we have this really rich culture of celebrating so many festivals. So the entire year we have some
many
hundreds of festivals to celebrate.
Every day is festival.
Yeah, every day is something or the other festival or some ritual going on. And no month, actually, there's no such months where you say that there's nothing happening. That celebration is always there. And I feel I miss that celebration, even though I have like a wonderful group of friends here, and I've met you as well. So it's so wonderful that we come together to celebrate these, but nothing like home.
Yeah, nothing feels like home. Yeah, but we try to create our own happiness.
Absolutely.
So now let's talk about some fun. So what's your signature travel habit? Something you always do in every new city you go?
So I am really fond of food, and I feel the easiest way to learn someone's culture is through food. So what I do is I try to find the local food from that place. I research on the food like way before I even go to that place, and I try to find the most local place to have it. Maybe it can be like a stall on the street or like a local cafe. I try to taste the food there in the most local way, and I feel that really is one of my signature habits.
Wow, interesting. So cricket is a huge part of your life. What's your earliest cricket memory?
The earliest cricket memory is actually playing cricket. It's called playing gully cricket, where we play on the streets in front of our house with the neighboring children. And there, the fight was always if you're out or not, because the rules are very different from the actual cricket rules that exist. That, and the other thing is visiting cricket matches like in the stadium with my father, where we used to go in and have this where we used to go and look at those matches in such pure bliss that the noise, the vibe, the energy is just next level.
Yeah. Do you also watch the World Cup?
I do, yeah.
Recently, Nepal has also started like playing in the World Cup, so I have also started.
They're playing really well. I did see the couple of matches from Nepal.
So I do follow cricket.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah. Next time, let's watch World Cup together. Okay?
Absolutely. We should like screen it somewhere
Maybe in
here.
our common room.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be cool.
So mountains or forest? Which one feels more you?
I think it's definitely the mountains. I really like mountains.
If your personality were a landscape photograph, what would it look like?
If my personality was a landscape photograph, then it would actually be a picture of a snowy mountain range with during the golden hour, with a nice water body somewhere around there. And that one landscape picture would be like my landscape picture, like my personality, because I think it represents like calm and peace, but also beneath the layers it's so much complex, and that energy, even though it was like peaceful, it has so much energy to it, and I feel that really resonates with me well.
Wow, the way you explained it took me back to my Everest base camp.
Oh yes.
I had similar like landscape.
Absolutely. I mean, it's so beautiful. I haven't done a lot of Himalayan trekking trips yet, but I really hope to do so. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did look at your pictures and your stories on traveling to the Everest base camp. I was like, when I want to go.
You should definitely.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
So, what's the most spontaneous thing you have ever done on a trip?
I feel a couple of my trips are actually, the trip itself was so spontaneous that I was like, okay, let's go. It was that kind of trip. So everything that happened on the trip is spontaneous. But very recently, I had visited one of these places and I traveled 2 hours just to try a restaurant.
Wow.
And
you are crazy for food.
I am. Good food actually solves everything, is what I believe.
That's very true, I guess.
Yeah.
I also like most of the time, I think, this spontaneous trips. Because the base camp one, I hadn't planned it like when I was coming back, and like it was, I got the ticket and then I just went.
That's so cool. Because I feel sometimes planned trips are difficult to happen at times.
Right.
Like spontaneous ones, like, okay, tomorrow we're going. Let's go.
Yeah.
Those kind of things are like quick to happen.
I think those things work better than the planned ones.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's move to our last round, which is the very known rapid fire round.
Okay.
Just give me a single word answer, okay?
Sure.
So, bench work or data analysis?
Bench work.
Road trip or flight?
Road trip.
Sunrise or sunset photography?
Tough choice. Sunrise? Actually, golden hour anytime, but sunrise.
Batting or bowling?
Batting.
Tea with friends or a solo long walk?
Tea with friends.
Wide angle or zoom lens?
Wide angle.
You are being filmed with a zoom lens. Western Ghats or Himalayan trails?
Like I mentioned, I haven't been to the Himalayan trails as much, so I'd say Western Ghats.
Experiment success or perfect travel photo?
Experiment success any day. because I feel there's no such thing as perfect travel photo. Every candid moment is a perfect picture that'll later remind you that, oh, you had such fun on this trip and the conversations that you've had. So experiment success. Fingers crossed with that.
Yeah, every time, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Andhra food or Maharashtra street snacks?
Oh no, I can't choose. I'd say both.
No, you have to choose one. Come on, Divya.
Andhra food.
One word that define you beyond your PhD.
I'd say adventurous.
Wow. Thank you so much, Divya, for your time and being here today to my channel. And to all my viewers, thank you for watching this episode of Candid with Candidates. In the next episode, I'll be bringing another guest with another inspiring story. And in the end, if you have anything to add to the video, Divya, please feel free.
Thank you so much for having me today, and it was lovely chatting with you. Thank you. And thank you everyone for watching.
And do you also want to share your socials maybe?
Sure. So please do follow me on @Labcoatedlens on Instagram. And I'm hoping you won't be disappointed. There you have the link there.
Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you.
And see you again
Namaskar.
soon.